Eom Business Network. So much for one broadcast.
All attention globally is now on Nigeria, and the conversation is about the elections. Let us have a free, fair, and credible, as well as transparent, and above all, peaceful elections. Long live Nigeria. Hello there, it's another very beautiful day, and many thanks indeed for joining us. You're watching the Eom Business Network, indeed, the voice of corporate Nigeria. I am Olorogo Elkanah Moware. Today on the program, our focus is on the Nigerian economy. We shall be engaging some industry operators about their businesses in relation to the operating environment. Also on the lineup is Spot On with Peter Ogedengbe, who is the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Exolve Technologies Limited. And on the face-to-face is another industry mogul, Adebiyi Adesina, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of Unique Motors, one of the biggest luxury brand display companies in Nigeria. It's a package you must see. Stay with us. Luxury is a place of comfort, enjoyment, and indeed experiential. Unique Motors, state-of-the-art automobiles that provide elegant and friendly experience. In fact, the field disrupts your idea of luxury. Unique Motors, an automobile enterprise that offers a large selection of ultra-modern automobiles, a showcase of top quality and magnificent cars of different models for various categories of clients, as well as customized cars tailored for your tastes. Our auto shop outlets are fully equipped to take care of your car repairs and maintenance. Unique Motors, come and experience world-class moments that make you live the life of your dreams. Come over and let us pamper you. Kilometer 1718, Abule Egba Junction, Abule Egba, Lagos. Telephone 080-5578-8742. Unique Motors, luxury on wheels. Let us begin with educational matters. Research report has shown that for any modern nation to experience sustainable economic growth and development, investing in education is essential. In line with this, founder of Tombey Foundation Schools, Tunde Bejide, has called on government to improve on its investment in the country's educational sector.
Last year, the JAMB boss reduced UTM scores to 120 out of 400. That means the quality of secondary school holders has fallen because government has no longer shown interest in funding of education. They see education as an expense, even though private schools are involved. But private schools will get their products from the public institution, university graduates. There was a couple here who was sent to us here a few years ago, studied chemistry, couldn't perform. One studied English, want to send a packing. He said, no, give me any job. We used the copper as our bus attendant. And that copper went to a private university, study English with 2-1. So you cannot say you are educated if you can defend what you have. And I cannot even blame them. Today, value between education and entertainment, which one has higher returns? So the interest of people and parents to education has also what? Dropped. They only go there to fulfill the necessary things. But the passion to excel is not there. But it can be turned around when we change our value. We should invest in education. We should make education more meaningful.
Into construction matters. Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Zeepad Craft Limited, Southwest, Christopher Awarawo, spoke to Eom Business Network News on challenges facing construction companies in Nigeria.
One of the key challenges we have in, like what we mentioned, taxation is one of it, to funding, financial or capital projects. So meanwhile, and we have other expensive we are running. So we measure it pending, and which is these are machines that bring production down. These are machines that create more expansion. We build the company to the extent that we'll go beyond our limits.
Into haulage and logistic matters, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of Haggi Concert Haulage Limited, Francis Okoni, has played down the effects of inadequate infrastructure on his haulage logistics operations.
We hope that God will intervene concerning infrastructure. I'm not seeing anything concerning infrastructure that is encouraging. The people that are saddled with the responsibilities, maybe when they are in the shore, they are out of the country, they forget. Before the end of this year, we want to be in the level where we will be recognized. We want to be the first industry, haulage industry, to run 1 million trucks with ease.
And that is the Eom Business Network news. Pertinence Limited, an enterprise development and people empowerment company committed to providing quality and affordable homes that guarantee comfort and satisfaction to its teeming clients. Pertinence Limited also offers real estate investment opportunities with the new Badagry homes and other projects for all class of people. Come over to Pertinence Limited at 227 Tinola Close off Agor Ajimotokun Street, Anima Shaun Bus Stop, Egbeda, Lagos. Telephone 080-7574-4557, 080-2398-3607, or log on to www.pertinencegroup.com. Pertinence Limited, it's all about housing. Governments all over the world have continued to position and reposition their economic plans with a view to creating a friendly, conducive and enabling environment to facilitate the ease of doing business for industry operators. And Nigeria is not an exception. Dr. Olayemi Dawudu is the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Clina-Lancet Laboratories.
Clina-Lancet Laboratories was established in 2012, and this was as a result of a merger between an indigenous diagnostic laboratory called Clina-Immunoassay and Lancet Laboratories of South Africa. Now, Clina-Immunoassay had been in existence for about 40 years, being a leading player in the diagnostic sector in Nigeria, while Lancet Laboratories is a huge player in Africa, with branches in 14 countries across Africa, and the head office in Johannesburg had been in operation for about 65 years prior to the merger. And the reason behind the merger was to help to increase the retinue of tests available to the Nigerian citizenry by coming on board, as well as bringing in their expertise and innovation to providing excellent laboratory services in the country. So, Clina-Lancet Laboratory is an ISO 1518 accredited laboratory. And what does this mean? This just means that there's recognition of having the highest level of quality management services in place. We breathe, eat, and live quality. And this we do by implementing a robust quality management system. This is from looking at our staffing, to the machines we procure, to the processes that we put in place. We are sticklers for excellence. We perform internal quality control twice daily before we start to test patient samples. And those testings must pass. Whatever you perform here will be reproducible if you go anywhere else outside the country. But yes, there are instances where you have inaccurate results that are used in managing patients. Now, it stems from a lot of things, but I think key points that I would like to talk about is, like I mentioned earlier, the implementation of a quality management system. This really helps to ensure that the right thing is being done at the right time by the right caliber of people and in the right setting.
Efforts Jaswell is the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Vigis International Limited.
It's a good news. The reason being that in a marketplace like this, we know it is a situation that everybody will come here and buy. As you know, as you already know, you are a journalist, so you should be able to know when this market was founded before you got here. It was founded around in 1978. Some of us were very young then. We never thought of coming to make money here or do business here. There was no such idea. But kudos, and God will continue to bless the founding fathers who thought of it to come and found a market like this that some of us are now benefiting from. He's a person that is down to earth. Even if he has money, you can always, it's reachable. You can give him a call, he'll give you an appointment, and we'll be here. For that, with such a kind of humble person that we have, the sky will be the limit for Alaba. Because the news of Alaba is the biggest electronic market in Africa. With this kind of chairman that we have, I think Alaba will go places this time. I formed the company in 2014, February, precisely. But before then, I was undergoing training under a young man called Theophilus, and one of my elder brother that is around. His name is Mr. Famous Jesserino. After I completed my training, I had to open Vigis International, the same line of business, phone accessories. We all know phones have different models, like Samsung, iPhones, Techno, and more keep coming these days. But the highest of the products is Samsung because of the parts are quite expensive, you know. The iPhones together, Techno, phone parts for smartphones, thereabout. The highest is Samsung, and the business is capital driven. Because before you finish buying all models, like for Samsung alone, Samsung is having about 80 models. If you come to iPhone, it's having about 11 models thereabout. Johnny, the same thing. Techno, over 80 models. So it's capital driven. That's just the challenge. And you know, the kind of country that we are, SME is not. It's not always easy because the banks are not supportive until maybe you have a house like this to give to them. But we are doing our best, and God has been in control. In the next 5 years, I want a situation where Vigis can be in every capital city of Nigeria, in the 36 states. Because what we do actually is a business that moves, but the constraint that we have is always capital. And sometimes issue from the regulatory agencies, like sometimes we come here and say, you want to shut your office. You have to process certificate, you have to pay this. The tax system again, FRS, you have to pay company tax, Lagos State on their own. So multiple taxation is other challenges that, but so far so good, Vigis will still go places like that. If the capitals were not there at all before, we're able to get to this level. You see the staffs working, begin with 1 staff, 2 staff, 3, 4, 5, until we're having a staff strength of over 15. So in the next 5 years, maybe we'll grow bigger. As an entrepreneur, we always dream big.
Pastor Samuel Ogwegbu is the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of Chosen Haulage Limited.
The industry was incorporated in 2006. Although before then we have been in the transport section, but in 2006 the industry was incorporated. And since then, God has been on our side. Though many troubles, but God has given us victory. We have gone long way. We have our park, We also have our trucks. We have trucks, we have workers, we have drivers, and our hope and our aim is in future we want to be one of the best transport industry in Lagos State. God has been on our side. These two things is what we suffer in transport industry. Accident, falling of trucks, and disappearing of container. But such thing had never happened to us. And we knew that it was because of the presence of God with us. So this thing is one of the things that people, importers and agents need in choosing haulage companies. And this thing is with us. So this thing is what will attract people, what will make people to choose to give us a goods to carry for them. One of my customers, Speed, he always told me that whenever he gave me a consignment, he go and sleep. We hope that by 5 years or 10 years coming, we'll not be talking about buying Tokumbo trucks. We're buying new trucks. That has been our target.
Peter Ogedengbe is the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Exolve Technologies Limited.
Exolve Technology, yes, quite a long way. We started informally around 2008 with two of my partner friends. We got formalized as a limited liability company by 2010, and since then we've been within the space. We've learned a lot. We've seen a lot. The Nest is a facility to bring answer to some of the questions within this ecosystem that we've been asking ourselves. So within the Nest, as Innovations Park, which is what we call it, it's not just a hub, it's an innovation park because a lot is going on within it. And the first thing that within that space is our capacity building methodology. We want to be able to train and develop people who have much more than the technology, but they understand business. They understand the environment. They know what it takes to become a successful entrepreneurs or startup business owners. We're gathering mentors over the spaces, people that have spent 20 years in this industry, people that have been here along, to be able to give us some mentorship around what it is that is needed. How do we make sure that, because within this space we understand that we have had a lot of startups, and in 2 years, even well-funded ones that have died off. What contributes to the success or failure of some of these startups? And in our answers, it means that we actually need to be able to build more capacity within ourselves. So we're bringing the Nest as it is. We want to be able to own, build, and also build collaborations across many people within the ecosystem. Product range and services. I'll take the services first, which is technology consulting. So our clients trust us enough to be able to bring their problems to us and say, okay, this is our problem. Then we sit down with them and carve out a part and say that this is what we can do. This is what we can start with, then you can go to. So we create that roadmap. So technology consulting as a service works for us, and it has worked for most of our clients also. At the secondary level of that is now building the application itself, which is the development services. There is no kind of language or platform that you want to build on that we will not be able to provide for you. Either even in the days of Blackberries and Nokias, we still build on those platforms. So now that we are really Android and iOS, so we provide development services for web applications and for mobile applications, either Android, either iOS, and any form of even multimedia related applications. So we've built that. So basically, I would say those are the services. But in product line, we have for us, we've spent some time and we work within the space of education. And we've built some learning management system that had worked for us. We built it for clients, we built it for ourselves also. My experience and the work within the industry for over the years, I've been involved in either recruiting or even employ over 100 developers. And I keep to say, I've only been able to identify maybe 5. There were female or less than that, probably 5, maybe with interns. And that struck a chord and start looking at it, that what can we do to increase women adoption in technology, and how do we try to encourage them to get involved with these things. Yes, we carried out a survey, and some of the other things that we identify also showed us that we can do better if we only provide the platform. And since then, 2017, we started out by creating something that's called Girl Code Academy, a scholarship-based platform for people for young women who are interested in programming to come on board.
Adebiyi Adesina is the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of Unique Motors.
Okay, to God be glory. We've been in business now since 2002. That's almost 17 years. I've been importing vehicles from Europe as far back as 2002 and from Cotonou. But I've officially launched my company in 2011. That the company is fully incorporated. So in those past years, I do send cars from Europe, from abroad. The vision is to be one of the leading brands in not only Africa, in car industry in the world. So it takes a lot of energy and passion, because car business is passion driven. So if you don't have a passion for it, you find it frustrating and you quit. You quit the business. So it's a rewarding business, but sometimes it can be frustrating because there's a lot of frustration there. But if you can manage to put on your will, to put in energy, and to believe that after there is always light after the dark tunnel, you will be able to make it in the auto industry, because there are a lot of competitors. So it's a competitive business. There are so many dealers out there. So everybody is trying to establish his own brand, trying to make sure that at least they stay relevant and they stay in the market. So it's a serious business. And at the same time, if you are not serious with it, before you know it, you find out that all your capital and investment is gone. So that's how the business is. Basically, I entered into car business because of, like I said before, because of passion. It's a passion-driven venture. So if you don't have the passion, you cannot. I won't say you cannot succeed there, but you must have the passion. So basically, I look around everywhere. People drive cars, you understand? But I also have it in mind that I believe you can have the same clothes, but have different effects on them to make it look different from others. So we created Unique Motors that, okay, if you have 10 Range Rovers and or sell 10 Mercedes, you put the one that is purchased from Unique Motors among others. We want it to stand out from what others are selling. It's the same brand, the same car, the same model, the same year, but I especially want my car, the customer purchased from me, to be different from what is available in the market. So the name Unique Motors. So we buy cars, we import cars based on their uniqueness. So there are some features that we go for in cars that even if you put 10 cars of the same brand, the same model, the same year, my car will be different. That if somebody even see it on the road, you say, this car is probably from Unique, even though they are the same car. So like I used to tell people, if I'm even driving on the road, if I see a car that I've sold to somebody or that is my car, I will tell, this car is mine. I sold this car to this person. That's the kind of car that I sell. So I bring it customized. It's called customized vehicle that are majorly made by company, that are customized, that are different from others. But unfortunately, the market in Nigeria is too low for such dream. But we haven't said that. We are not debarred from still doing the business, because we still have some people that They are more particular about that. They want something that is unique and different. So we still have our own market. It's not like expected because, you know, it's Africa, it's not Europe. If it's in Europe, people value what you, just like, let me say like a tailor, you know, they make clothes with hand. And doing so, if it's Africa, we don't value them. But if it's Europe, something that is handmade, that is done specifically for you, it's expensive.
It's only on land you can get any high percentage of investment.
You get scared about it. When somebody speaks in English, you just wonder if it's from the university or it's from the secondary school.
And this is what we call it a wrap on today's package of the EOM Business Network. Thank you very much for spending your precious time with us. We do not take it for granted. We only hope it was worth your while. But just in case you missed out on any aspect of today's program, then you can come with us to eomcoms.com and any of our other social portals as you can see on the screen. Our sincere gratitude to you, our sponsors, for your continued interest and support. Always remember, with you and us, we are champs. Oh yes, I remain Olorogo Elkanah Mowari. Please, let's do this again, same time, same channel next week. We'll see you then.